Tom Arthur.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Following on from reports of cancelled trade talks with China and souring relations with Japan as a consequence of the high-handed approach of the UK Government, which has indeed been described as gunboat diplomacy, can the Cabinet Secretary outline the approach that the Scottish Government takes and how that benefits Scotland in contrast to the reckless and incompetent approach that we have seen undertaken by the UK Government?
Cabinet Secretary.
So, in that considered question, I do want to explain to Parliament that we are currently working on our Trading Nation, a plan for growing Scotland's exports, and we're expecting that to be published in spring 2019. But it is of serious concern in terms of diplomatic activity that not just the Defence Secretary, but also, very importantly, Jeremy Hunt, the Foreign Secretary, have jeopardised very important trade discussions. The EU and Japan, as we know, have just signed an agreement that's come into implementation in relation to customs and exchange and exports. That's very important to business across the UK, but particularly in Scotland. And I think it's very worrying indeed that some of the cack-handed approaches that we've seen from the UK Government is symptomatic of how they're treating the Brexit situation generally. I think it's really important that we all get behind our companies at this very fragile and difficult times for our export companies, and that needs leadership from the top, and that does not need bumbling diplomacy that we've seen from the UK Government.